Hello all, myself Dr. Shanti Verma. Today I am going to discuss types of decision making and methods for deciding decision alternatives for management information system. In the previous lecture, we already discussed about the different types of decision making, and a Herbert-Simon model for decision making. In this lecture, we are going forward to types of decision making and methods for deciding decision alternatives. Let's first discuss the learning objective of this session to understand the decision making process and the types of decision. Second, the evaluation and selections of the decision alternatives. Let's now discuss what is decision and decision making. Decision is a reasoned choice among alternatives. For example, where to advertise a new product, what step to buy, what movie to see, where to go for dinner. Similarly, decision making is a process of choosing among alternative courses of action for the purpose of attaining a goal or a goals for business objectives. Now let's discuss the decision making system types. There are three categories on the basis of we differentiate the types of decision making system. First, based on the knowledge about the environment. Second, based on the knowledge of the event or the outcome which is to occur. Third, based on the availability of rule, methods or guidelines. First, based on the knowledge about environment, there are two types of systems: closed decision making system and open decision making system. On the basis of the knowledge of the event or the outcome, there are three types: decision making under certainty, under risk and under uncertainty. On the basis on the availability of rule, method or guidelines, there are two types, that is the programmed decisions and non-programmed decisions. Let's first discuss the types based on the knowledge of the environment. As the first type is a closed decision making system. Closed decision making system is totally independent of other systems and subsystems, and the manager operates in a known environment. Conditions: the manager has a known set of decision alternatives and known their outcomes fully in terms of value if implemented. The manager has a model, a method or a rule whereby the decision alternatives can be generated, tested and ranked for selection. The manager can choose one of them based on some goal or objective criteria. The main functional criteria of closed system is totally independent of other systems, and manager operates in known environment. It clearly says that the rules are already known to the manager. For example, examination system to declare pass or fail. All university have the decision criteria, mean either 50% or 40%, what is the passing criteria, uh, and declare the student result as pass or fail. The second is a open decision making system. Open system is very independent on its environment. The manager operates in an environment not known to him. As in the closed decision making, the environment are known to the manager, while in open decision making system, the environment is not known to the manager. The conditions for open decision making systems are: the manager does not know all the decision alternatives, means it might be possible some decision alternatives are not explored yet. The outcome of the decision is also not known fully. The knowledge of the outcome may be probabilistic one, means there are chances 90% successful or 40% successful. No method, rule or model is available to study and finalize one decision among the set of decision alternatives, means rules are not fixed. So it is difficult to decide an objective or a goal, and therefore the manager resorts to the decision where his aspirants or desires are met best. For example, deciding the pricing of a new product and the plant location. The second criteria of decision making systems are on the basis of the knowledge of the outcome or the event. There are three types: system based on the certainty, system based on the risk, and system based on the uncertainty. In the system based on the certainty, the manager has the full knowledge about the environment, and decision making in the operations management is the situations of the certainty. There is mainly because the manager in the field has fairly good knowledge about the events which are to take place, has full knowledge of environment, and has a predetermined decision alternative for the choice or the selection. Or we can say that it's a one type of closed system. Risk, he has partial knowledge or the pluralistic knowledge, means there are chances. Decision making at the middle management level is of risk type, means in this type of decisions middle level managers are dealing. This is because of the difficulty in the forecasting an event with 100% accuracy and the limited scope of generating the decision alternatives. The third is on the basis of the uncertainty. It means the manager does not have the knowledge about the environment, and this types of uncertainty systems are dealt by the top management level managers. In this situation of the total uncertainty on account of the insufficient knowledge of the external environment and the difficulty in forecasting business growth on a long term basis. It should be noted that a good MIS design gives adequate support to all the three levels of management. The third type is on the basis of the availability of rule, methods or guidelines. There are two types: programmed decisions and the non-programmed decisions. In the programmed decision, a decision is a decision that is repetitive and routine. A definite method for its solution can be established, does not have to be treated new each time it occurs, means formulas are fixed, formulas are not changing on the basis of the values, procedures are often already laid out. System plays the role of the In this type, system plays the role of the decision maker. For example, pricing standard, customer orders, billing dates, recording office supplies, etc. Non-programmed decisions is the decision that is novel, means unique, or the ill-structured. No established method exists because has never occurred before, or because a decision which cannot be made by using a rule or a model. It means in non-programmed decisions, the rules and the models are not specified. So these non-programmed decisions are too complex to operate. For example, moving into a new market, means you don't know you're successful or not. Investing in a new unproven technology and changing the strategic direction. Next, we have to discuss the methods for deciding the decision alternatives. There are three techniques which are used for deciding the decision alternative. First is called as optimization technique. Second is called as payoff analysis, and third is called as decision tree analysis. Let's discuss first optimization technique. In optimization techniques, all the operations, research models use optimization techniques. For example, linear programming, capital budgeting, dynamic programming, queuing, and inventory models are examples of the optimization technique. In linear programming model, the use of resources versus demand is a balance to maximize the profit. It should be noted this technique is to be used when the system is closed. means rules are predefined, deterministic, outputs are fixed, and requires optimum utilization of resources under conditions and constraint means condition and constraints are also predefined. So we can say that optimization techniques are only used for the systems where rules, models, condition, constraints are already defined. The second is a payoff analysis. The payoff analysis is done on the basis of the payoff tables. Let's first discuss what is a payoff analysis and what is a payoff. When a situation can be expressed in terms of decision versus the probable event and its payoff value, then it is possible to construct a matrix. The consequence resulting from a specific combination of a decision alternative and a state of nature means condition is called as a payoff. A table that shows the payoffs for all the combinations of decision alternative and state of nature is a payoff table where row is a decision alternatives and column is a conditions. Payoff can be expressed in terms of profit, cost, time, distance, or any other appropriate measure. It should be noted that this method is to be used when all the alternatives and their outcomes are not known with certainty. Means it might be possible you know what are the different choices with certain probability means it might be possible you are choosing this product for advertising and there are chances 60% you get successful promotion and there are also 40% chances you don't get the promotion values that are added with the product. Let's discuss the payoff table example. In the payoff table example, you can see that in the row there are alternate conditions, that is no change in price, increase in the price, or it might be possible decrease in the price. These three are the conditions. And what are the different alternative means there is a change in the price, there is an increase in the price, or there is a decrease in the price. On the basis of these conditions and the alternative options, the expected gain is calculated. In the next slide, we discuss how this gain is calculated. And in the different alternatives, the probability values is also mentioned. Means if no change, there is a 50% chances. In increase, there are 20%. In decrease, there are 30% chances. It should be noted that all different alternatives have the total probability values equals to 1. As you see in the table, it's 0.50 plus 0.20 and plus 0.30. It's equals to 1. Next, we have to discuss the third method, that is a decision tree analysis. But before that, we can see how to calculate the expected value. The expected value is computed by multiplying each decision's outcome under each state of nature by the probabilities of its occurrence. You can see in the rows there are decisions with probabilities, means good economic conditions means probability is 60% and poor economic conditions means probability is 40%. The sum of these two alternatives is 1. And there are different conditions on which these alternatives are checked. Means it might be possible the user want to purchase an apartment or office or warehouse, and the different values are given. On the basis of that, if we have to calculate expected value for the apartment building, then we have to multiply the given value with the probability value. Means $50,000 into multiplied by 6 plus $30,000 into multiplied by 0.4. Similarly, all the different alternatives means office building and warehouse building calculations are done, and the maximum expected value you see it for office. Then decision tree analysis say that this is your right decision to purchase a office. Let's discuss this example in detail. Let's first discuss what is decision tree. Decision tree are useful in analyzing multi-stage decision process. This decision tree is a chronological representation of the decision process. The tree in the decision tree is composed of the nodes and the branches. A branch emanating from the decision node corresponding to a decision alternatives. It includes a cost or benefit value. A branch emanating for the state of nature means chance node represents to a particular state of nature and includes the probability of this state of nature. This decision tree analysis to be used when the decision maker must have a sequence of decisions. In the figure you can see that there is a one decision node and there are two different probabilities, means decision 1 means 0.6 probabilities, decision 2 means 0.4. Then there are three alternatives with user, means he or she can purchase an apartment or office or a building. In this in this table you can see that there are two different conditions and three different alternatives. So let's make a decision tree. So this is the decision tree for the real estate investment example, where there are three alternatives. First is a purchase of the apartment building, second is a office building, and third is a warehouse. So three different nodes are generated, and if the person purchase a office building with good economic condition having probability 0.60, the the value is $50,000. And if the person purchases a apartment building with poor economic conditions having probability 0.40, the building is $30,000. Similarly, for office building and the for warehouse, the decision tree is constructed. On the basis of this decision tree, the expected value should be calculated. As we see in the previous slides that expected value is the multiplication of the all the probabilities with the value. So expected value for node 2 is 0.60 into $50,000 plus 0.40 into $30,000 means total $42,000. Similarly for node 3, $60 into $10,000 plus $40 into minus $40,000. So the expected value is $44,000. On the basis of this decision tree, we have to choose the branch with the maximum value. In this lecture, we have discussed the different types of decision systems and the different types of alternatives that are used for decision making purpose. On the basis of these topics, I give you two questions as an assignment. First is write a short note on decision tree analysis method. Second, explain types of decision making with example. Thank you all. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and comment your suggestion. Thanks.